Welcome to Dr. Fred Markets. This is not financial advice. While most people scroll past the noise, a few take the time to understand what's really going on. Finance, crypto, artificial intelligence, this is where it all connects. You made the right choice being here. Let's dive in.
Trump just turned your video games into a bond market. Microsoft just axed 4,800 people, mostly around Xbox, while Trump rang the NYSE and NASDAQ bells from the White House to launch his own Trump accounts. One side is firing the people who make games. The other is minting a political fan token and calling it finance. Signal 1. Gaming studios are getting treated like disposable interns, while gaming revenue behaves like a blue-chip utility. Microsoft's gaming segment pulled in roughly $18 to $20 billion last year. That's larger than the entire global whiskey market. But the message from the layoffs is clear. Wall Street doesn't care how beloved your game is. It cares how smooth your cash flows look under a spreadsheet. Anything creative that messes with margins gets cut. Signal 2. Trump's account stunt tells you attention itself is now packaged as a financial product. No new factories, no new tech. Just, here, trade my brand as if it's a real asset. That's not random. Celebrity and political attention have turned into programmable loyalty programs, and they trade like pseudo-equity. The real business isn't winning votes, it's locking in a base that will buy every tokenized version of the brand for the next decade. Signal 3. While the headlines scream World Cup injuries and princes kicked out of palaces, the boring market tape says money is hiding in predictable cash cows. Microsoft up plus 1.8% on layoff news. S&P down, Nvidia down, Bitcoin flat at 63K. The message: Wall Street rewards anything that turns volatile attention into steady, subscription-style cash, and punishes anything that depends on hits, hype, or one-off magic. Here's the cliffhanger. What happens when gaming, the most addictive attention machine on Earth, stops being valued as art and entertainment, and gets priced like debt, stable, predictable, securitized? Here's the connection nobody wants to say out loud. Your games are just future cash flows in cosplay, and the smartest money is quietly trying to turn them into bond-like streams while distracting you with layoffs and political circus. Mechanism 1. Gaming revenue behaves like a sticky utility bill. Gamers reload skins, season passes, loot boxes, battle passes. Monthly, quarterly, relentlessly. Churn hurts, but the top franchises lock people in for years. That is exactly the profile Wall Street worships in boring sectors. Stable, recurring, high margin. When Microsoft trims studios, it's not gaming is dead. It's, we don't need 10 studios when 3 franchises produce Netflix-level subscription math. They're pruning volatility to protect the bond-like core. Mechanism 2. Tokenized attention turns into synthetic yield. Trump isn't just ringing bells for ego. He's reminding the market.
Does what you just heard shift something for you? That feeling, that need to know more, is exactly the right reaction. Most people never get there. You just did. Let's keep going.
A committed base will hold anything with his name on it longer than they hold actual blue chips. That kind of loyalty is financial gold. Brands, streamers, esports teams, and politicians are all creeping toward the same model. Lock your followers into something they own, points, NFTs, in-game currency accounts, and you've effectively issued microbonds against their future spending. Mechanism 3. The real trade is not guessing which game wins next. It's front-running the financial plumbing that boxes all this attention into structured products. Think of it like this. You can gamble on the next hit game, or you can own the platforms and infrastructure that tax every in-game purchase, every skin, every streamer ad roll, regardless of who's on top this year. When gaming gets treated like a bond market, the toll collectors win. Here's what this means for you, and I'm going to be absolutely clear. Stop thinking like a gamer. Think like the house. This is not financial advice, but it is the truth. One concrete thing you didn't know. Gaming behaves financially closer to a high-yield bond ladder than a movie studio. Individual titles are volatile. The overall basket of in-game spending across platforms is boringly reliable. That's why layoffs don't kill the thesis. They just reshuffle who clips the coupons. One mechanism that matters: recurring digital purchases turn dopamine hits into annuities. Every Battle Pass renewal and skin drop is a tiny coupon payment on a massive, invisible bond backed by human boredom and habit. The moment Wall Street fully realizes this, you'll see more consolidation, more layoffs, more ruthless focus on a few mega franchises, and more financialization of every minute you spend in-game. One action you can take: map the bond, not the brand. Forget debating which studio is creative. Track where the recurring cash flows concentrate, platforms that take a cut of every transaction. Payment processors specialized in digital goods. Infrastructure that hosts game servers and streaming content. You're not chasing a hit, you're front-running the securitization of human attention. So when you see Microsoft firing devs and politicians ringing bells to launch fanboy accounts, don't get emotional. Read it correctly. They're telling you attention is the new collateral, and entertainment is just the pretty wrapper on a very old product: debt. You either stay a player inside their system, or you learn to read the cash flows and position yourself near the toll booths. This is not financial advice. But the next time a headline screams gaming layoffs or new political token, ask one question: whose future boredom is being turned into bond income, and how close are you to that pipe? This is not financial advice. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to the channel and check the links in the first comment below.
That's it for today on Dr. Fred Markets. I hope this gave you clarity and a new perspective. Remember, this is not financial advice. Always do your own research. If you found this useful, subscribe. It's free and it helps the channel grow. Find me on the blog at drfredmarkets.com and join the newsletter via the link in bio. I'm Dr. Fred Markets. See you in the next one.